Here's a quick review of our chickens. This one here is my favorite chicken, but unfortunately she doesn't lay eggs. She did until we had the brooders this year. So Harriet follows me around and checks out what I'm doing, but really she doesn't produce anything. So I don't want to get rid of her because I like her, but I gotta feed her. So this is the babiest one, the really tiny one that was born only maybe 6 weeks ago. And then these three over here are the other babies, the ones behind the feeder there. Now this one with the little orange flecks on his feathers turns out to be the rooster that wakes us up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And as my followers know, we're in the city. We're not allowed to have them. So we have to try and let this guy grow up enough so he's worth eating. I have some friends here eating my knee. Hey, that's my leg. So everyone seems hungry. We gotta get you guys some food, hey? Hi. But we think the other three are hens, so hopefully we can keep those guys. Children are calling, so I will check in with you later. And here's Jenny laying us an egg. So one of the things that we love and discovered a few years ago was tomatillos. And since we had such a terrible spring, I didn't think any of the tomatillos grew. Well, now it appears that I have a tomatillo garden right here, and I have about 15 other tomatillo plants in various places. So tomatillo salsa it is this fall. Lots and lots and lots of it. Good thing I have my two favorite Mexican girls living with me. And we have this big kale going to seed, and I have also about 15 of these sunflowers, and I've just planted them randomly everywhere because we love sunflowers and they bring the bees. So we are going to have lots of sunflower seeds. And I showed a picture of this big tomato, but here it is on video. The hugest tomato ever. And these tomato plants I did buy from the store, and they are producing huge amounts of large tomatoes. I love them, and they're just starting to turn red. This is my tomato squash bed. There is a tire in the middle of there that has 2 squash and a tomato in it. I really overplanted, but everything is really lush and growing a lot. And here's some hot peppers that we'll be saving for our tomatillo salsa, hopefully. And deep in here we have squash. Squash. Oh, there's another one back there that I didn't see before. Another one. So there's about 4 or 5 in here. And my dad has informed me to make sure that we eat them all because he doesn't want any leftover squash being sent to his house. He doesn't like squash. And here's our big bean pole. Step back. This was our windmill, which the beans have completely taken over and are trying to reach even higher. If they could get onto that cruise line, they would. Here's all the potatoes in the bags. About 2 of them out of 10 or so have died off, so I might pour those out and see what's in them. But they look like they've grown really well. They've stayed very healthy. Lots of Asian greens, and I'm letting lots of stuff go to seed. So this is an Asian green going to seed, and it looks like the radishes. And this is a Swiss chard going to seed. And I want to see if I can save a lot of things this year. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more tomatillos. I don't know if you can count that on there. Nice squash flower. So beautiful. And a squash. And my cabbage is finally growing. And there's a carrot bed down here. And beet. And here we are in the front garden. The garden I didn't think would grow is growing amazingly well. I just want to show you the bumblebee that's here getting some pollen to share around. So we have Swiss chard. This is the most amazing bed of broad beans. I got about 6 seeds last year from one of the seed companies, and I planted them, and I saved all of the pods and planted them here, and they went insanely crazy. So now all the pods are growing, and I was going to save them all and plant them all next year, but that would be ridiculous because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pods here. It has taken over this whole side. So next year I'm going to put it up at the back so I can build up the back of the garden. We have gigantic sunflowers everywhere. More tomatillos. And we have chamomile. I have it in several places around the garden. A big row of beets, and this is where the spinach was that went to seed, but we ate lots of it. So there's my nasturtiums in boots that got eaten by black fly. And leeks. We have tons and tons of leeks. There's another big sunflower with bees.
day.
Morning. And we have the blueberries all around. There's me. Hi. And we have more flowers. But here we have the pumpkin patch. Pumpkins. These are blue pumpkins. So I spent a ridiculous amount of money to buy a blue pumpkin from the store the other day, or last year I mean, so that I could grow them. And now I'm growing them and I have a massive one, and so far I see 3. But this pumpkin patch is spreading vastly. This is the potato patch, and I snuck in and stole some out of it to make sure there was actually potatoes in there, and there's lots. These potatoes are actually just the ones from, I know you're not supposed to do it, but I did it anyway, from my pantry that we bought from the store that started to sprout. Threw them in the front yard later than the bagged potatoes, so. Or the store seed potatoes, I mean. More sunflowers. We have so many sunflowers. So I'm just going to give a quick back view so that you can see that this is my neighborhood. A lady was driving by the other day and she almost crashed into another car because she wanted to stop and tell me how amazing it looked. We got another thing of mulch. We're just filling in the side of our house now. Donated apple tree here we got, along with some blueberries. Now people are just giving us stuff. We're going to be very lush. So there's my house in the background, and that's what our front yard looks like. And here's a flash of my normal neighborhood with the not so normal neighbors, us. And that's what we have. So happy day.